Hey Credit Warriors, Credit Shifu here. Well, Citibank is trialing a new service called Citi PayAll, which enables you to pay rent and school fees using your Citi credit card, okay? So paying, in a way, fees that would normally require a bank transfer, wire transfer, ACH, what we call ACH, automated clearinghouse, that kind of transfer, okay, through the bank. And you can use your credit card to do it. Now, this service is currently only available in Singapore, where it has been available since, I believe, the end of last year. And obviously it rivals services here in the US like Plastic, and Singapore has a few services like that as well, where you can pay rent or whatever, payments you'd normally need to pay with check or with bank transfer using a credit card for a fee. And the Citi PayAll service does charge a fee as well, but it's a little bit different to the way other services such as Plastic work, etc. But first of all, let's take a look at how it works, and then we'll talk about the fees at the end of the video. So like we said, Citi PayAll service, it was introduced in Singapore last year. It's kind of in the news today because CNBC did an article about it. So they've had it in Singapore since last year. They're going to be bringing it to Hong Kong, to the United Arab Emirates, and also to Thailand by the end of 2019. So they want to roll it out all over Asia, basically, starting in Asia and then hopefully coming to the West. Hopefully they'll be bringing it to the US, in 2020 or so, where it'll provide another option to payment methods such as Plastic, etc., that you'd be able to use to pay, school fees, to pay rent. And Citi say that they're going to add more payment categories as well later on. So, maybe you'll even be able to pay taxes with it for a cheaper fee than either Plastic or all those websites such as pay1040.com that charge about a 2% fee to make that payment. So first of all, before we get into the details of it, let's just look at how it works. Citi already has like a landing page for it. Look, basically, a year's worth of rent payments, you turn it into your dream holiday, dream vacation, okay, through earning points. So they have a little video of how it works. I've just captured some screenshots for it. So how it works is you put in the details of a payment in the Citi app, then you select a card, and it actually shows you what the fee is and how many points you're going to earn on that card. So it's basically you're kind of buying points at a big discount because you're paying the fee, right? And then you confirm the details of the payment, and away you go. You've done your payment, okay? And it goes through the regular bank transfer system rather than a credit card payment. So you can pay organizations that don't accept credit cards, that only accept bank transfers, like educational providers, and pay your rent with it. But it all depends on how much the fee is as to whether it's worth it or not. Now, Citi say on their Singaporean website, because that's the only place it's available is Singapore, so we had to have a look at the Singapore website, that the fees depend basically on your relationship with the bank. It depends on the customer, so there's no set fee. But there was a blog, mainly Miles, who had an article about this from the end of last year, November 2018, and basically they called up Citi. I guess this guy is in Singapore who's writing this article, and he called up Citi, and they showed this set of fees. So it's a $24 fee for payments up to $2,000, which, if you paid, say, $1,000 with that $24 fee is about 2%, whereas if you pay just under $2,000, so like $1,999, it's 1% fee. $60 fee for payments from $2,000 to $5,000. So actually, if you're paying just over $2,000, like $2,001, and it's a $60 fee, you're basically paying 3%. All right, and if it's $5,000, you're only paying just over 1%, a little bit over 1%. And then we have a $120 fee for payments of $5,001 to $10,000. So for $5,000, you're paying quite a hefty fee. If we go up to $10,000, it's 1.2%. Whereas down at $5,000, it's more like 2.4%, etc. So you can see from this set of fees, which is what this guy who wrote the article was quoted. Someone with a different relationship with the bank might be quoted slightly different fees, but for him, it would only really be worth it if you were at the top of each payment threshold. So you were paying, $1,900 and something, you'd be getting it for around 1%. And then in the next threshold, you're just under $5,000. And then in the next threshold, next section, you're just under $10,000. otherwise you're getting like 2 or even 3% fees down at the lower levels, that's going to outweigh the rewards that you're earning. But you could see, like, just use an example here in the US, if you were to use the Citi Double Cash and you were paying just under $2,000, pretty much 1% fee, okay, maybe 1.2%, well, let's just call it 1% for the ease of math. So you're paying a 1% fee, but Citi Double Cash is earning you 2% cash back. So you're actually up 1%, all right? And you're getting 1% cash back on a payment that wouldn't normally be able to earn cash back. So you're definitely earning. So that's pretty awesome. Why would Citi do this? Well, I think principally they probably are doing it so that they can rake in some extra interchange fees on payments that wouldn't normally have interchange fees. And there are other services that are doing it already, both in Singapore and here, allowing you to pay, other types of payments with a credit card, check, or bank transfer. So Citi is probably wanting to compete with them and take some of that business back for Citi. And in theory, they'll be able to charge lower fees than services such as plastic, okay? Because Citi, when you swipe your Citi card, they get some of that interchange fee. They don't get all of it. Let's say the interchange fee is, 1.5%. They don't get all of that fee. Some of it goes to Visa or MasterCard or whoever the card is, partnered with. Some goes to these other companies that, help with that take, certain responsibilities for certain things in the payment network. So Citi gets maybe, I don't know, let's just throw out a number. Let's say half. Okay, so let's say they're getting 0.75%. They would then need to charge a little bit of a fee just to make up that extra 0.75%. So if they were to charge, say, 1% fee, they would actually be 0.25% up, so they'd be making a little bit more money. They would be bringing back those payments from other services like plastic, etc., to Citi. So it kind of would be in their interest to do this, and they would also be providing consumers with a interest-free grace period if they didn't quite have enough money to pay their rent 1 month. Now, obviously that isn't good. We don't want to do stuff on credit like that, but sometimes it is an emergency and you might need to do something like that. So if this releases in the US, obviously Citi is the only bank offering this so far. We haven't heard about any other banks, but if it does release in the US, it will probably give services such as plastic, etc., a run for their money, and it will be really, really great for people who are doing the credit card points and miles game, because it'll be, it'll give you the opportunity to earn points and miles on purchases that you wouldn't normally earn points and miles on, and you'll probably end up earning about 1%. If your card is 2%, the 1% fee goes to them, and then you've got 1% left over, like we did with the Citi Double Cash example. Obviously, the way it works with the flat fees, you'd have to be careful. You have to calculate it. You gotta know what you're doing. But since US media are now reporting on this, it seems like maybe not this year, but perhaps the following year, maybe we will see a service like this in the US. I certainly hope so. What do you guys think of this? Leave your comments below. As always, this service will be used well with travel credit cards to earn all those points. So we'll put some of our favorite travel credit cards down below for you guys to check out. It's an affiliate link, so if you want to see the advertiser disclosure, it's in the bottom of the description section. Please subscribe if you're new, guys. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.